Hi, this is Mo from MRI Trading. Today is Friday, July 18th, 2025. I just launched a new project in the Trading Advice for Losers mailing list. It's the position size calculator.net companion spreadsheet. Here's the web page. I just wanted to walk through some of the basic functions that differentiate this product from a typical spreadsheet. And you can get a copy at spreadsheet.positionsizecalculator.net. I use it when I'm preparing to enter a trade to track open trades and to see how my trades perform after I exit. So let's get started. The first thing I do is check my screener. This is starting from scratch when I'm looking for a stock. I'll go to the TradingView screener. I have some information on how I set the screener up in previous videos and newsletter articles, so I'll post some links to that. But typically I'll go here, I'll use my Magic Watchlist extension, pin that to the page, and then scroll through here. This allows me to quickly go to different charts and use indicators to find out whether or not these stocks are worth buying right now. So let's say that was Turning Point Brands. I already have a position there, so I'm going to look for something that's new. Like here's Peng P&G. I don't know much about that one. Has some room overhead, had a bad day today, but let's just say, for example, that's something I wanted to get into, PENG. So the next step would be, typically what I would do is go to positionsizecalculator.net. Actually, you know what? Let's pick one other one. So we pick Peng, P-E-N-G, and these are positions I have. EXK, I don't have. So P-E-N-G and EXK. So I just wrote those down, so that's probably the only writing I'm going to do this whole time. So now let's go to position size calculator here. Let's say I wanted to put 2,000 on each one of these and say I want a risk of 5%. So I'll type in Peng, bam, that'll give me the stop price, the current price or the current closing price, the stop price, and then I can open this up, see how the stop price compares to 1R, 2R, and 3R. 1R is the total risk amount. So it's the difference between where you are and where you're willing to let it go if it goes south. And 1R, positive 1R, 2R, and 3R is if it goes up that amount by those multiples. So that was Peng, and let's put EXK. There we go. And so we have the price, and we have a stop price, and we have a chart. And this also tells us exactly how many shares we can buy and fit underneath this portfolio size. So that's one way I can do it. But the other way is with the position size calculator spreadsheet. It has an estimated tab, and here you can see some other positions I looked at in the past. So if we do the same thing, let's say 2,000 and 5%. Whoops, 5%. Let's write that out. There we go, that's better. Now we can add new tickers. And this will run a script. You'll have to, when you're running it, you'll have to approve the scripts to run. So that's a whole other process. If you go ahead and buy the spreadsheet, there'll be directions on how to do that. So we have Peng, and we can use comma delimited lists, EXK, add those in, Peng, EXK, all right, and there we have the stop price for each one of them, and it gives us the risk per share, the total shares that we can buy, risk as a percent of portfolio, and if we wanted to risk twice the amount, we can change that to double it up. So we'll keep that as 1. But so that's how I would use a spreadsheet to get into an order. Now, if I actually go to the broker and place an order, say I just want to get the ping, I can go to the all entries page or the all entries worksheet, and this is where I keep everything. So everything that is an open position exists here. That way I can get the total amount of the unrealized gains in dollars and percent, and show the total amount invested and the current position size, in addition to all this other stuff. So this just got added, or I'm sorry, we're going to add ping. So let's go click the add new ticker button. And this isn't something that normally comes in Excel, so this is one of the things that makes this a little bit special. So we'll add ping. That's going to get added to the bottom of the page. Now I have to add the account that it's associated with. Say I put it in my short-term account. And those accounts live in this worksheet called account names. So that just gets populated, and this must exist. There must be at least one of those in there. Let's say I got it today. It's 7/14/20. 7/15. 2025, and my entry price. Yep, entry price was. Let's go back to estimated ping. Let's say we got in at 24.84. We got in at 24.84, and we actually did exactly what as was suggested. And got 80 shares at 24.84. Bam. And this all gets calculated out. Oh, right, yeah, because we just got in at the end of market, so we're using market prices. So if I got in maybe at $24, this was my actual entry, then we'd see something here. There we go. So then we'd see unrealized gains and that stuff. So this was actually up today. We can add the stop price that was in the estimated, which was 23.60. And this stop price is meant, the stop price is meant for specifically for when you go in, the initial entry. So if you're putting in a stop price after, with a stop price that's above your initial entry because your position went so well, then you're doing good. Let's see. Let me make sure I have these prices right. 67.20. Got it at $24. This is DG50. Okay. We went up 3.5%. All right. That looks good. So the next step is, or the next thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that you can order and sort by the account names. You can order and sort by start date, and then you can actually put those all into separate spreadsheets. So if I wanted just my short term, I'd click this button up here, filter stocks into a new worksheet. That'll open up a panel on the right side, and that'll populate with my accounts. Short term, we're going to duplicate and filter, and that will open up a brand new tab with just the short term, or just the tickers in the short term account. And after that's finished, this will highlight, or you'll go to the new tab, and there you'll see all the short term, all the positions that are in the short term account. Now we'll go back to all entries. One of the things that makes this special is that we have these buttons, first of all, that you can perform all these functions with a lot more easy. But you can also, from anywhere, any of these pages, you can go straight to a chart from TradingView for that particular ticker. So that's TMC. We can go to SII, BOP. So at any point in time, we can see it. So that's really handy, especially if you're using some of the indicators that I built, like a multi-VWAP, which is a great way to see how we're performing versus the anchored VWAPs. Let's leave that. And then lastly is the sold column, or I'm sorry, the sold worksheet. This is where I put positions that I've exited recently. And so here we'll add a new ticker. And let's say we exited Ping. Okay. Then we have to put in what the entry price was, which was $24. The exit price, let's say, is $25. So we exited and we bought 80 shares. And we sold 80 shares. Bam. So that'll show we made $1 per share, and that adds to the realized gains in dollars and percent. And it also you can capture the entry date and exit date. So let's say we exited at let's see, 7/16/2025. Well, actually that was the entry date, 7/15, and then exit 7/16/2025. So now this is all filled out, and we have a full report for Ping, and that's pretty much it. Again, the special part is that I've included these functions, these buttons, that will knock out some of the tasks that used to be prohibitively slow. Also, and that's in addition to the calculations for risk. So being able to know what the stop price should be, like if we look at Ping again, 24.84, and we go to see where $23.60 sits on that chart, we can see 23.60. Let's make a horizontal line there. 23.60. I believe that we set it at 5%. So that's about right there. So structurally, that looks like it would have been if we'd get out if it looks like there's going to be a retracement, and if it retraced all the way back to this level here, maybe we'd have a little bit of doubt and might want to re-enter after it broke back above this the stop point. But the main thing is that with the spreadsheet, we can see those prices and have and compare it to the chart to see if the market structure actually supports it, and more often than not, it does. But that's about it. At any time, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you don't already have a spreadsheet that you're using, and you'd like to have access to some of the features that I've shared, head over to spreadsheet.positionsizecalculator.net and get yourself a copy. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. All right, I almost forgot. The instructions worksheet. This getting started section goes over the authorization process. It goes over setting up account names and some of the no-nos, some of the things that might break the spreadsheet. So renaming column headers and stuff like that. And then the different tabs, some descriptions of the purpose for the all entries worksheet, the estimated worksheet, sold and account names, and there's also a SPY performance worksheet, as well as a reference, and then some of the buttons that we talked about in the earlier section of the video. And lastly, on the instructions page, we have some videos. There are a few videos that walk through specific workflows that you might use, setting script permissions, copying the spreadsheet after purchase, and it gives you some of the actual images, the screenshots of going through Google's approval process. So those are pretty convenient. And also on the all entries worksheet, we have, let's get this out of the way. I was playing around with some charting. We also have these other resources, such as the Magic Watchlist Google Chrome extension that I used earlier in the video. And there's a direct link there, as well as the position size calculator at positionsizecalculator.net. And lastly, there are a bunch of TradingView indicators. It's free and open source indicators that I built and use regularly. So they're pretty handy, and whenever I pop open one of the links, you'll see typically you'll see some of the indicators that I've used. But that's it. There you go. Once again, goodbye, and thank you for listening.